Om Swastiastu. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nama budaya, best wishes to all of us, respected judges, and honorable audiences. I'm Anandina Seva, a 10th grade student from SMAN Negeri 1 Singaraja, and this is my speech about local wisdom. Have you seen your families or anyone doing procedures or rituals that has been going on for years? And that is just binding with who you are as a person. Local wisdoms are noble values or beliefs originating from the local society, a culture formed as the whole system of identity, actions, and results of humans' work in social life. Okay, if we're talking about Indonesia, we all know Indonesia is full of its local wisdom, and it would be an endless list if I started to mention them all. But some of them are Toraja's traditional burial ceremony, Nias stone climbing, wayang, and batik. Every regency has its own unique local wisdoms. As a Balinese myself, as you can tell from what I'm wearing right now, I want to tell you about this one Bali's local wisdoms that will always have a special place in my heart. And that is Nyepi. You see, Balinese culture is strongly dominated by the Hindu religion. Us Hindus believes in Butakalas, giant-looking creatures believed to protect the people and maintain harmony of nature. Butakalas are worshipped during Nyepi. Nyepi is the day of renewal, peace, toleration, and harmony. Nyepi means silent. In Nyepi, it is forbidden to light a fire, use any kind of electronics for 24 hours, forbidden to do any kinds of heavy activities, forbidden to go out, because there will be Balinese guards known as pecalang that will keep an eye on us outside of our houses to make sure that everyone's obeying the rules. And lastly, forbidden to have fun. These are the rules to make us stop for a while in our life, a moment to stay away from the hustle and bustle of life and temporal pleasures, from materialism, to meditate and rethink about our lives. There is not a single store or recreational places or any services available except ones for emergencies, obviously. Some of Hindus also fasting to fully grasping the idea of Nyepi. They don't eat or drink for 24 hours, and my grandparents usually do this. One day before Nyepi, there is a tradition to be parading ogo-ogo. Now this is interesting. Ogo-ogo are works of art, shaped like gigantic, scary giants, and the kids will be herding the ogo-ogo they made around the town, and the people will wait outside of their houses or exploring the streets around their neighborhood to entertain the kids. Some of my friends and I were so scared of ogo-ogo back then. And at night, they were burned to symbolize banishment of bad things and evil spirit on earth. But here is the problem. As the world evolves inevitably and life goes on, ogo-ogo has varied into many different types of animals. For example, dragons, or pigs, and now even public figures. Which I'm so sad to think about it because it is not in line with the values Nyepi itself held. The main purpose of Nyepi is to sanctify the macrocosmos, the universe, and us, the microcosmos, the humans. It symbolizes balance and harmony of life. But even so, I have always thought that Nyepi is useless and burdensome, not even bothered to know the values and meanings behind it. But my point of view has changed since the day I talked to my mom. It was a week before Nyepi. I asked her in an unfriendly tone, why is Nyepi so important? It only burdens us. Not being allowed to watch TV or play my phone, not being able to see anything or do anything at all. We have electricities and cool technologies. There are so many things and cool holidays that are celebrated abroad. Why can't we just do that? Why can't we be them instead of this? I started ranting and kept asking those questions in my head and went through days of Nyepi felt coerced. I had no single care in the world about Nyepi. It's when my mom started to mention about being grateful and how Nyepi has impact for the world. But I didn't quite understand back then. In 2020, when I first realized the stars filling the skies of darkness, as I started to enjoy how it is so silent that I can only hear my footsteps and the sounds of Pachan's dogs barking, lurking, and whoever caught wet lighting their lamps. As I sit with my families on the balcony in the dark and chat for a while. You see, there is just something undeniably special about the silence and darkness in Nyepi, where you couldn't find this type of holiday anywhere else. I started to think about isolated areas who were not even facilitated with electricity, or people who couldn't even afford to light a lamp. Imagine if students want to study. And here we are, having so much pleasure and comfort with facilities that we have, yet still we take them for granted. I've seen many people chanting about how cool hip-hops or rap cultures or gangster cultures are, but those who still held a strong belief to the backgrounds are made fun of. I mean, how could our beautiful cultures considered old and lame but speak so highly about other cultures from abroad? Why? Now listen up. Nyepi Day inspires the development of World Silent Day in the Global Warming Conference, cost reducement for 60% in the electricity use, saved fuels for 3 billion rupiah. I mean, those are huge deals. People from abroad even came here to see the Ogo-Ogo parade and they admire it. So why can't we? Cultures that we held is not always lame and boring. It could be patriotic. I was amazed by the thoughts that my culture is seen by people around the world. That's the coolest thing for me. And lastly, since I talk about local wisdom, remember, it is an act of wisdom to support from locals. I, as Balinese, am carrying my identity with my backgrounds and cultures of Bali. And I am proud of what I have. And you should be proud of yours too. Thank you.